The decisions we make in life determine the course of our future. Every action, big or small, originates from a decision, and these choices shape our destiny. Tony Robbins emphasizes that we are not limited by our past or circumstances, but rather by the choices we make today. A single decision has the power to redirect our lives toward success, fulfillment, and happiness. Those who take control of their decisions take control of their destiny. Many people believe that external factors such as luck, family background, or environment dictate their future. However, Robbins teaches that personal responsibility is the true game changer. The most successful individuals are those who make deliberate, powerful choices regardless of their challenges. They decide not to be victims of their past, and instead choose a path of growth, learning, and perseverance. It is not what happens to us that defines our lives, but how we decide to respond. Small, everyday decisions might seem insignificant, but over time, they create massive results. Choosing to exercise daily, invest in personal growth, or surround yourself with positive influences can dramatically shape your future. On the other hand, consistently making poor choices, such as procrastinating, neglecting health, or staying in toxic environments, can lead to undesirable consequences. Success and failure are not sudden events, but rather the accumulation of countless daily decisions. The key to making powerful decisions lies in clarity and commitment. People who are clear about their goals and values make faster and more effective decisions. They do not wait for perfect conditions, but instead decide and take action. A strong commitment to a decision eliminates doubt and builds momentum. By deciding with confidence, individuals create new opportunities and move closer to their desired future. Ultimately, every person has the power to shape their own destiny through the choices they make. By being intentional, taking responsibility, and making decisions aligned with their highest values, they can create a fulfilling and successful life. Life does not happen by chance. It happens by choice. Each decision serves as a stepping stone toward the future, and those who take charge of their choices take charge of their destiny. True commitment means eliminating any possibility of turning back. When a person fully commits to a goal, they must remove all escape routes and alternative options that could lead to retreat. Tony Robbins often refers to the historical concept of burning the boats, which originates from military leaders who ordered their soldiers to destroy their own ships upon arriving in enemy territory. This left them with only two choices: succeed or perish. When applied to personal growth, this philosophy means committing so completely that failure is not an option. Many people fail to achieve their dreams because they leave themselves a way out. They hold on to backup plans, doubts, and excuses, which ultimately weaken their resolve. When an individual has an alternative to fall back on, they lack the urgency and drive necessary for success. True breakthroughs happen when people remove all safety nets and force themselves to move forward, no matter what. The greatest achievers in history have been those who made the decision to go all in, refusing to accept anything less than victory. Committing fully requires mental and emotional resilience. Challenges, setbacks, and obstacles will always arise, but those who have burned their boats do not give up at the first sign of difficulty. Instead, they push through, finding creative solutions and developing an unstoppable mindset. Commitment fuels perseverance, and perseverance leads to mastery. Those who refuse to quit will always find a way to succeed, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. When a person fully commits, they unlock a level of resourcefulness they never knew existed. The human mind works differently when failure is no longer an option. It becomes more focused, strategic, and determined. This heightened sense of urgency drives people to take massive action and find solutions they otherwise might have overlooked. The moment an individual decides that success is the only possible outcome, they begin operating at a higher level, tapping into their full potential. In every area of life, business, relationships, health, or personal growth, commitment is the key to transformation. Half-hearted efforts produce half-hearted results, but full commitment creates extraordinary outcomes. Those who dare to burn their boats give themselves the greatest gift, the absolute certainty that they will find a way to succeed, no matter what. Every major success in life is built on a foundation of small, seemingly insignificant decisions. While people often focus on big, life-changing moments, it is the small daily choices that determine long-term outcome. Whether it is choosing to wake up early, eat healthy, or read for self-improvement, these minor actions compound over time. The difference between success and failure is not one grand event, but rather the accumulation of thousands of small decisions made consistently. Many underestimate the power of small choices because the results are not immediate. Eating a healthy meal today will not make someone instantly fit, just as skipping a workout will not make them unhealthy overnight. However, over weeks, months, and years, these choices add up. A person who consistently prioritizes their health, learning, and personal growth will see massive positive changes, while someone who neglects these areas will experience negative consequences. The compound effect of decisions works in both directions, shaping either a successful or unfulfilled life. Small decisions also shape habits, which in turn shape identity. Every time a person makes a choice, they reinforce a pattern of behavior. For example, choosing to read daily strengthens the identity of being a learner, just as choosing to procrastinate reinforces the habit of avoidance. Over time, these small choices define a person's character and determine their level of success. By consciously making positive decisions, individuals can reshape their habits and create a new version of themselves. The key to making small decisions count is consistency. Success is not about making the perfect decision once, but about making good choices regularly. Those who understand this principle stay patient and committed, knowing that their efforts will eventually yield great rewards. Even when progress seems slow, they trust in the power of consistent action. Every successful person has built their achievements on a series of small, wise choices. Whether in business, relationships, or personal development, it is the tiny daily actions that create extraordinary results. By focusing on making better choices each day, anyone can change their life in ways they never imagined. The power of small decisions is undeniable, and those who harness it can achieve incredible success over time. Success is built on action, not just ideas or intentions. Many people have great dreams and ambitious goals, but only a few take the immediate steps necessary to turn them into reality. Waiting for the perfect moment often leads to inaction, and hesitation becomes a habit that prevents progress. The most successful individuals understand that taking the first step, no matter how small, is the key to creating momentum and achieving breakthroughs. Procrastination is one of the biggest obstacles to success. People often delay action because of fear, doubt, or uncertainty. They overanalyze situations, waiting for the ideal conditions before they begin. However, the perfect moment rarely arrives. Those who succeed are the ones who push forward despite uncertainty, trusting that they will figure things out along the way. Action leads to clarity, while inaction breeds more doubt and hesitation. Every big achievement starts with a single step. Small actions, when taken consistently, build confidence and reinforce progress. For example, someone who wants to start a business does not need to know every detail beforehand. They simply need to take the first step, whether it is researching the industry, registering a domain, or making their first sale. Once momentum builds, the process becomes easier, and new opportunities arise naturally. Taking immediate action also trains the mind to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. When action becomes a habit, fear loses its power. People who develop a bias toward action are more likely to succeed because they are always moving forward, rather than standing still. They understand that failure is not the enemy, inaction is. Even when mistakes happen, they provide valuable lessons that refine the path to success. Success is not reserved for those who wait. It belongs to those who take action. The sooner someone moves toward their goals, the sooner they will see results. By committing to action rather than endless planning, people can create momentum, build confidence, and achieve their dreams faster than they ever thought possible. The secret to progress is simple. Start now. The quality of life is directly linked to the standards a person sets for themselves. Many people settle for less than they desire because they accept mediocrity as their norm. However, those who demand more from themselves and refuse to settle for anything less than excellence experience transformation. When someone raises their standards, they automatically change their actions, mindset, and expectations, leading to a more fulfilling and successful life. People who accept poor health, financial struggles, or unfulfilling relationships do so because they have not set a higher standard for themselves. The moment they decide that a certain level of success, happiness, or health is non-negotiable, their behavior aligns with that decision. Changing standards is about shifting from I hope where I wish it to I must and refusing to settle for anything less. True change happens when new standards become personal identity. A person who sees themselves as someone who takes care of their health will naturally make better food choices and stay active. Similarly, someone who sets a higher standard in their career will no longer accept complacency and will work harder to achieve success. The moment a new standard is internalized, actions follow effortlessly, and life begins to shift in a powerful way. Raising standards also requires breaking old patterns and limiting beliefs. Many people hold on to habits and thoughts that keep them stuck, believing that success or happiness is out of reach. However, those who break free from these mental barriers and commit to a higher standard realize that they have the power to create change. By surrounding themselves with people who have high expectations and modeling successful behaviors, they reinforce their new way of living. Every major transformation begins with a decision to expect more from oneself. When someone refuses to settle for anything less than their best, they start making choices that align with their highest potential. Their relationships, career, health, and overall happiness improve as a result. Life responds to the standards a person sets, and those who demand more ultimately achieve more.